Jim, hugely disappointed?
Yeah, absolutely. Very disappointed. Yeah, with the manner of the goals as well. You know, we didn't play to the levels that we're capable of, but I just felt that the goals against are poor again. You know, it's as if every mistake we make at the moment we're getting punished for. The penalty, Neil is adamant that he touches the ball prior to playing the man, but I look back at it again and I saw the highlights, and the referee's 20 yards away from the incident. He's actually behind a number of bodies. It's a difficult one for him to call. I would have likened him to get a bit more assistance from the linesman on that side, who I think can see everything, and who actually told me at the time that he touched the ball but then played the man. It was a strange decision, but it was one again that the boys didn't leave, let it affect them too much. They managed to show great character again, get back into the game, get it back to one each, and then the second goal, unfortunately, you can't legislate for it. To be honest with you, it was slack and a lack of concentration, and it was just a calamity of errors, to be honest with you, and that kind of deflates the boys and kills them a wee bit after getting themselves back in the game. So we were hugely disappointed because our return, unfortunately, in the last 4 games, to have 3 draws and a defeat is not good enough, and it's not what we expected, to be honest with you. We thought we would have won a few more than we have done, so it's disappointing, but we're certainly not it's not all doom and gloom. We've been on a little bit of a dip in form, if you like, but we've got a run of games coming up that we can look forward to, and you win 2 or 3 games in a row in this league, and all of a sudden it catapults you up the league. So we'll just carry on working the way we do, and the standards will remain the same. The boys have been great. They're a very upbeat bunch anyway, and they won't let that result affect them too much.
We never really seemed to get going, did we, against Brecon? We huffed and we puffed, but even the passing was poor.
Yeah, it was a bit sloppy, I have to admit, and we spoke about it after the game, and when we play to the standards and the levels that we're capable of, then there's not many teams that can live with us. But if we lower those standards, and if we're slack and lack of concentration and what have you, then we become an ordinary team. And Brecon, in fairness to them, they made it difficult for us. They put a lot of numbers behind the ball, and they competed well, but I think if we hit the levels that we're capable of, then we'll win more games than not.
We now go to Stenny, who's on a good run. They've beat Peterhead, they beat Levy. It's going to be a tough game.
Yes, listen, Stenhousemuir, I think they've won 4 of their last 8 or something like that. Obviously, the most memorable one recently will be the result against Airdrie, where they beat Airdrie 5-0. So obviously that's one that comes to mind. But I've watched a number of their games back and the highlights, and Brent Ferguson has them definitely more organised, I would say, recently than what they were. I think they've changed formation ever so slightly as well, which seems to have suited them. So it's going to be a difficult game. Of course it is. It's going to be a difficult game, but again, it's a game that I believe if we play to what we're capable of, then we'll win. And if we don't hit those standards that I've been speaking about, then life becomes a bit more difficult. Because one thing that Stenny will guarantee is hard work and commitment. And I must admit, I've never, since I've took over, and even since before that, since I joined the club as a player, I have never ever had to question the lads' attitude or their commitment or their desire, and I'm not doing that about the game against Brecon. It was nothing to do with attitude or commitment. It was just slight lapses in concentration, and little mistakes, kind of passes not as accurate or as crisp as what we would expect of the kind of quality that we have in the squad. So listen, we're not in any stretch going to over-exaggerate the situation. We're sitting 4th in the table. We've been on a relatively poor run from our standards, and we're still only 4 or 5 points behind Airdrie and Brecon, and then I know it's 12 points to Livingston, which is a bit of a big gap, but considering the amount of games that we've drawn lately, that gap could have been a lot bigger, and it isn't. So we have to stay upbeat, we have to be positive. We believe that we can still go and make an impression on the league, and go and narrow that gap at Livingston, and that's what we'll continue to do. There's a long way to go, and there's an awful lot of football to be played between now and May.
I mean, the proof's in the pudding. Livy got beat on Saturday at Queen's Park, so they are beatable.
Listen, it's that kind of league. It really is. It's that kind of league where anybody is capable of beating anybody on the day, and we just have to concentrate on ourselves, make sure that we're doing everything we can during the week in training, that we're preparing properly, that we're doing all the research we can do on the opposition, and making sure that the players are prepared and ready come match day. And I think everything behind the scenes has been spot on to now. We just need a little break. We've had penalties given against us, and that maybe on another day might not be given. We've had free kicks given that might not have been given. We've just had a little bit of bad luck lately. But listen, I'm a great believer in you make your own luck, and we'll certainly carry on doing what we're doing. We'll turn the corner, no doubt about it, and we'll pose a big threat to Livingston and Airdrie in the run in the new year.
You tweaked a wee bit at the weekend, bringing Stephen Hetherington in. Were you happy with his performance?
Yeah, I thought Stephen done great, and he's been training really well since the operation. He's fully recovered, and now it's just about getting Stevie some game time and getting him up to speed, match fitness. He was only ever going to play kind of 65 minutes anyway, but he was playing well up to that point, and he just picked up a booking, and he had a mistimed tackle out on the near touchline on Saturday after being booked, and on another occasion he may have actually seen red, so we couldn't run the risk of going down to 10 men. So yeah, I mean, listen, I'm very, very pleased with him in particular. I thought it was certainly one positive we can take from Saturday to have him back. He's almost like a new signing, to be honest with you.
You've got big characters in the dressing room, Andy Graham's and Jason Marr. Can we get out of the run we're in?
Of course we can, yeah, of course we can. I mean, listen, we've lost the game. We drew 3 previous to that. We were unbeaten in 4 prior to Saturday, albeit not picking up 3 points. But it gets back to the point where, if you concede, the first goal every week, then you're giving yourself a mountain to climb. And I think that's the big thing going into Saturday against Stenhousemuir, that we have to concentrate more, and the clean sheet is vital, because we have got goals in this team. We've proven that time after time. We'll always score. We just have to collectively as a team try and cut out the individual errors, myself included, and just get back to that team we were a few months ago, where we were playing teams off the park and scoring freely.
Full squad for Stenny?
Full squad for Stenny. At this moment in time, everybody's fit. Just everybody get through the week's training, hopefully, and we'll have a full squad to pick from. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.